own private experience. So when we bring our arms up to the sky and put the swing behind our back, we want to make sure that it's not going to be pinching the underarms. It doesn't feel great if it cuts off the circulation, right? So the first thing we're going to do is use our forearms to get the swing nice and low. So if you get the swing at the bottom edge of the ribs, it feels way better. Okay? Yeah, it's nice and stretchy. And then from there, you can just lean back and sink into it. Now when you lean back, your hips are first pointed forward, your legs are going to come, your toes are going to come towards the front of the mat, so just wiggle in. Use your forearms to press. Yes. Now with your forearms pressed, start to bend your knees and sink your hips straight down towards the ground. Yes, really good. So your sternum lifts, but your hips drop. And it's a totally different position than we're used to. So take your time to really relax your pelvis. If you're not used to that position, you can pick your feet up to know you're not cheating. And then gently put your feet down. So we're not going to do too much hardcore strengthening, but see if you can tuck your pubic bone back and under the other way. Keep your feet at the front of the mat. Toes turned out 45 degrees. Yes. And then just sink your hips straight down. Now, if all went well, your knees are level with your hips, so everybody's looking pretty good. If you need to bring the swing up and down, I'll do those adjustments for you. But let's first see if we can keep our forearm pressed so the chest is lifted, and then start to rock from side to side. So a lot of times, even in yoga, we do linear movements, and we're going to open up the spins and spirals in the body. So let's see if we can start to release that stickiness that hangs out in the hips and just rock the pelvis back and forth from side to side. So what's going to happen is instead of it being like a block, we're going to bring one knee forward and one knee back. And then the other knee forward and the other knee back. Cool. And if you want, you can actually use your gaze to help initiate super twist. And just try that. See if it feels good to bring out the spine. Now what we want to do is traction the spine out of the pelvis and create some more space in between the vertebrae so this is happening. One part of our body, our sternum, is moving up, and the other part is moving down. It just takes a while to get used to that kind. If at any point the underarms start to bug you, you're going to straighten your legs straight back. We're all going to swing together since we're stacking like Legos, okay? Bring your arms up overhead, and when you do, the swing can slide down a little bit. Once it's right behind the heart, you can push your forearms back into the swing and come on back to the swing. Really good. So I call this aerial yoga play because we are going to do some poses that are in the air. Besides that, it doesn't look like surface delay at all. And then I call it yoga because we're going to take some poses that might be familiar to us and use some yoga translations. But it really is going to be way different than what we're normally used to experience. And the most important part is the play. The play is not just playfulness as much as play in the word meaning explore. Right? So we want to explore and experience the body in a new way. So do something different with your hips than you normally do in your practice, whether that be exercise, fitness, yoga, whatever. But just take a few moments to really experience and explore and swing. Create a new relationship with it, right? And in that relationship, when we're building trust, we don't want to get too crazy, too fast. We want to take it nice and slow and easy. And I'll give you just a couple more breaths and then we'll sync up. Just take your time with it. Nice. That's a good position of the feet now, West. And then just see if the hips can get a little bit more relaxed in the space. Good. That looks great. Kindness is magic. Okay, great. Let's do one more back bend. So we're going to press our legs straight, push our hips towards the sky. It's not a U shape. We're actually coming up and out on a diagonal. And so then open your arms wide. Do a little jazz hand. Shake it out, shake it out, shake, shake, shake. And then go ahead and clasp your hands behind your head. I want you to do just tiny little side bends. Okay, so we're opening up the intercostals and we're bringing our elbow towards our outer hip. Now we're not going to go too far. It's going to be just right. Right? So we want to open up the heart towards the sky. Head is sinking back into the hands. And then we're gently rocking from side to side. See if you can find the breath. When you're ready, come to center. Inhale, arms straight up overhead. Exhale, bring them wide. Inhale, bring them back up towards the sky, and then forearm press. When we get our forearm press and get the swing just right, then we can drop the hips again. And just let ourselves sink down. Let's go ahead and try to heel toe our feet together. So the toes are going to touch the front of the mat. We're going to press the legs straight. Just see if you can lift the sternum again. Lift the sternum. Beautiful. And then go ahead and lift the left knee up. Let's shoot it back into a forward lunge and push your hips forward. Nice. So stretch it out if you're nice and long. Go ahead and wiggle yourself forward and back. Lengthen past the edge of the mat. And then what we're going to do is a little bit different. We keep pushing our hips forward. The toes are tucked under. All's going well. And then we're going to use our forearms to press and lift up. So press, press, press like you're lifting up over a bar. And then exhale, sink back down and relax and push our hips forward. Let's try that again. Inhale, press and lift. Exhale, sink back down and relax. So something like a forward lunge where we could, I'm going to release the swing for a second, just watch. A lot of people, will drape down. Really get that lift up and over a bar, right? So see if you can feel the difference of what happens in both the quad and the psoas on that left side when we push our forearms in strongly. And then if it's comfortable in the neck, release back. If it's not comfortable in the neck, use your fingers clasped underneath the back of the head. It's called chillaxin arms, elbows flared out wide. And then press back into your hands. So a couple different options. So Amy? Okay. We're going to turn the air back on, so if you feel like it's warming up in here, don't worry about it. We'll take care of you. And then after your biggest expression, I want you to just come down and relax again. So again, just play with this change in the posture. I said the yoga is a nice way to create a familiarity with the space, but just notice how different this pose is too. Okay, when you're ready, straighten both legs, bring them out in front of you. We're going to keep our forearm press and we're just going to sway from side to side. See if we can sync up with one another, right? Since we're kind of close in the middle there. So it's not just side to side, like your grandma's shifting of the hips. We're going to twist as well. Will you go ahead and turn the air back on? Yes. Thank you. And play with it. It's like we might come into some bumper car action. Just apologize in advance if we do. Love your neighbor. But see what happens in the hips and in the side body and in the psoas when we start to shift from side to side. So this is an option at any time, Alyssa, if you want to support the neck. Okay? Sometimes the neck will feel like it's leading the way and feel strained. If that is the case, use your hands anytime, okay? So forearm press or chillaxin arms. Okay, when you're ready, come back to center. Second side, let's go ahead and inhale that right knee lifts. Shoot it back. Lean forward, stretch it out. Give yourself some space. Now, if all went well, your knee is tracking over your ankle. It doesn't come over. Your knee doesn't come over the ankle. So I'm not going to do a ton of yoga adjustments because we want to focus on the swing. Okay, but just kind of quickly come into alignment when you can. And then inhale, press your forearms strongly into the swing, lift up and back. The knee might come up off the ground, right? That's beautiful, Lisa. You can even straighten the arms a little bit more if you want to go deeper into the back bend. And exhale, relax into it. Just drop straight down. Hips press forward. Okay, yeah, forward lunge. Good. Keep all of that openness in the front of the body. And then we're going to inhale, press the forearms in, lift it up towards the sky, lean back. Maybe come into a fuller expression, and then when you're ready, drop down. How does that feel? So can you come forward a little bit more, Julia? Just lean into it. Good. So notice that this knee is going to stay where it is. It's the right knee that's going to lift up. Right? So we don't want to lose the pose. Right? Let's just stay in the alignment. Beautiful. All right, when you're ready, come on down. Press both legs straight. Love your toes for a moment. You might have felt a really big stretch through the toes, too. It's like a half hero pose. And then let's go ahead and come through our twist from side to side. Just really gentle. Maybe rock onto the outer edges of the feet. Go a little bit deeper. And then go ahead and bring the arms up over your head. Neutralize the spine. Big inhalation here, Exhale, swing the arms open wide. Jazz hands just for a breath. And then clasp your hands underneath the back of the head. Let the elbows flare out wide. And so we're going to come into a version of weeping willow, where we let our hips sway from side to side, but we're leaning back into the supported back bend. So heart reaches up towards the sky. Head is relaxed back into the hands. And then if you can just let yourself gently sway in the wind from the strong grounding down of the legs and feet. So the hips are swaying from side to side. And then the upper body has like a rhythm wave. And it's just relaxing into it. So we practice this combination of engage but relax with the swing. Engage but relax. Where do we need to engage and where can we relax in this pose? So find that balance. Beautiful, guys. Come back to center. Inhale our arms wide. Exhale, forearm press. Go ahead and heel toe your feet back into a wide sumo squat. So if it was like a clock, we were looking down, we're at 3 and 9 o'clock now. All the way to the edges, 3 and 9. All the way. Now we're going to go ahead and come up and into airplane wings, but shift your hips back. Start to change your feet. There we go. So wide straddle, forward fold, heels out, toes in, other way. Good, nice and wide. Cool. So now in our airplane wings, we're going to start to bang from side to side. Okay? So if you can, keep your hips back over your heels so you're in a wide straddle the whole time. Yeah, and then spin. Beautiful. That's it, guys. See if you can really stretch to the edges and feel what happens through the outer shin. So these spins and spirals are something we don't quite get in our normal practices, so I really emphasize those as we're warming up the spine. Okay? Now, thinking from side to side, come through center, sink your hips back, Okay, so Amy, watch for that kind of thing, and then just help the hips. If somebody is like, so this is called peppermint patty, where we get the sensation of our arms really working. So we don't want to go too far forward because we'll be like, whoop. So let's keep the alignment of the hips and the ankles in one straight line. And then I want you to just drop your head, drop your hair, shake it out. Hooking with the elbow creases now, right? Strong arms. Let's take a moment to shift from side to side. You can bend one knee and then the other knee. Where can you open up through the back of the hamstrings and sit bones a little more and still enjoy the support of the swing, helping you go deeper. And when you find neutral, we're going to inhale and drop the left hand down right underneath the chest. Okay? So right underneath, and then if you want to pull forward to the front of the mat, you can lengthen through the spine. Okay? So once we drop the hand straight down, pull it to the front of the mat. Yeah. Once we get to the front of the mat, pull forward. All right? When we pull forward, we're lengthening through the whole length of the spine. Nice and long, and then twist. So when we twist, right hand pulls down, our gaze goes towards the sky, and we might get a free adjustment in our lower back, which should feel really good. Go ahead and exhale, look down towards that hand. Inhale, lengthen, pull forward like a football position almost, right? And then exhale, twist. Looking up towards the sky, bringing up the spine. Feel good. All right. Yeah. So from here, go ahead and straighten that right arm. Okay, grab the swing with your hand. Bring it overhead. There's going to be an X in the swing. Don't mind the leg loops, we'll just ignore them for now. And then thread both hands through. Luckily, the leg loops are soft if they bop you. Come on back down, stretch the chest towards the ground, straight arms if you can. And if the shoulders, for any reason, are unhappy, you can always bend the elbows and still get a really nice stretch. So in the long arm position, in the straight arm position, drop your chest down, but your head is in line with your body. So don't drop your head, just your chest. So maybe your ears can rest on your arms. You can squeeze your arms together. But what we want to do is inhale, lift the chest, and at the same time, exhale, press the arms down. Press to come up. So we're stretching and strengthening the underbelly of the arms. Exhale, come on back down, nice and slow. Just use the arms if you can. Try not to use your back. Pause at the bottom. Kiss the earth with your chest, and then inhale, press, press, press. So a little dynamic strengthening. These are the things that we can use the swing for, like a TRX class. You know, I usually do therapeutics, but it's also nice to do some dynamic strengthening while we're here. Just follow your breath. Inhale up. Exhale, drop down. Pause there. And then inhale, press, 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 come all the way up. When we come to stand, left arm can release and hook overhead. So we take the left arm out, and then your elbow hooks the X, and then you come to second side. Beautiful. Nice transitions. Go ahead and place the right hand right underneath your gaze. So pull forward. So hips keep sinking back, but when you pull forward and lengthen through the spine, then we're going to spin on axes. So that left arm strongly engages towards the floor. Gaze towards the sky, and then ring out your back. My back always gets a nice adjustment there, right? So relax back down towards the ground. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Beautiful. This time we're going to inhale, lengthen, and then straighten the left arm. Hold on to the swing. We're going to swing it overhead. Right, so just swim through space. So I like to keep the arm nice and long and then create a semicircular shape. So we're going to move that overhead. Beautiful, guys. Inhale, X this time. Hold on to the swing with both hands, and then everybody bend your elbows a lot. So now we're going to work with the triceps, and then before that, let's just create a little fishtailing from side to side. If you have any discomfort in the back whatsoever, be nice and slow and easy about it. But if you can, try and explore the edges and create a semicircular shape, with your elbows tracing the edges of the mat. And just kind of notice the difference when we get into these spirals, these things that happens in the body. Just a couple more deep breaths like that. Maybe bend one knee, alternate. Just make it your own. And just creating a slow relationship with the swing so it feels really comfortable. You feel really supported and at ease. And then when you find center, we're going to inhale, lift the chest, and press, press, press. Come on up. Exhale, go ahead and lower right back down. Keep tension on the arms the whole time so it is hard. If you're using your back, it'll be too easy, right? So keep weight in your torso as you lift the chest and press the arms straight. Excuse me, the underbelly of the arms. So come up all the way, Julia. Stay engaged here. And then exhale, come on down. Now when we bend the elbows, we can hang again. Okay, now try dropping your head. Notice how much weight and heaviness there is in the shoulders, right? So we always want to keep the head in line with the body. So notice the difference, right? One more time. Inhale, press, press, press. We're going to come all the way up to stand. Ooh, just take a moment to shake it out. Come to stand. Whew. So everybody feel that in their arms? So the flag underneath here that women get, in particular when they're older, that really works. That underbelly part. Guys don't usually have that as much. So now we're going to take a break from having the swing behind our back, and we're going to hang by our hips. So there's two parts of the body that tend to get really sensitive, the underarms and then the hip flexors, right? So those are the two parts we're focusing and targeting with the swing. So if it's intense, you're in the right place, but we do want to be gentle, so we're going to mix it up. We'll spend a few minutes hanging by the hips, and then we'll come to putting the swing behind the back. So we're going to stretch the swing down. If your arms are straight, it'll hit that spot where your leg inserts into the pelvis. We don't want the swing on our belly or our bladder. We want the swing with straight arms down onto the hips. Okay, from there I'm going to go in the same direction as you guys. Let me just switch this up. Hold on one